It looks like this might be the beginning of the end for the Corporate Transparency Act and those BOI reports that have been flooding your newsfeed for the last 5, 6 months. Everyone's talking about you have to do this BOI report. You have to do the BOI report. And I've talked about it too. I've told you how to do it. It was law. But in a new ruling, it looks like an Alabama judge has barred the government from collecting company ownership data for the Treasury Department. So judges are already fighting against this law and making it unconstitutional. They're calling it congressional overreach. Another win for freedom for business owners not having to share their information with the government. I've only done this for one of my companies, and guess what? I'm going to wait for all the other companies. And I'm going to wait on this until we get some clarity, because we have time to comply. If your company was open before 2024 started, you have until the end of the year of 2024 to actually file the report. It's going to be an issue potentially for people who are opening new LLCs, and I don't think there's an inherent problem in submitting your information to FinCEN for the Corporate Transparency Act. And if you open a new company, you have 60 days, I believe, to file the Corporate Transparency Act report, and we have to do it when we open companies for clients. Except now it looks like it got knocked down. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll go through a couple articles together. As you can see here in the New York Times article, judge's ruling sets back law meant to fight money laundering. So this is an Alabama judge barred the government from collecting the information in congressional overreach, like I just said. This is from March 3rd, 2024. By Kate Kelly. In a blow to government efforts, a federal court, the federal government court has ruled that the Treasury Department cannot require some small business owners to report personal details about their owners. So this is under a section of the 2020 law, the Corporate Transparency Act. Small business owners must share details of their so-called beneficial owners. I don't know how they say it like that. And they said the law has passed in Congress was intended to help the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Division identify money launderers who hide behind shell corporations. They argue asking a company's owners to present personal data, names, address, and copies of identification documents was a case of congressional overreach, however well intended. And they're starting to lobby to get it taken over. Morgan Finkelstein, a Treasury Department spokesman, said they were complying with the court's injunction. That means that they stopped applying it. As lawyers and experts poured over Judge Burke's opinion, the immediate impact of the ruling was, which the government estimates $33 million. I don't understand $33 million impact. I don't understand how they're calculating that impact. Okay, companies were given a year to comply with the reporting requirements as they pertain to the year 2023, so the data is not even due until the end of 2024. And Judge Burke's ruling, read narrowly, does not apply to small businesses that are not members of the trade organization that brought the Alabama suit. What the decision means for entities subject to CTA. The court's decision creates uncertainty on entities' ongoing obligations under the Corporate Transparency Act. Although the court purported to limit its injunction to the parties in litigation before it, the lead plaintiff in the suit is the National Small Business Association, NASBA. NSBA. NASBA is the accounting one that I am licensed under. In this opinion, the court held that the association is standing to sue on behalf of its members. Based on precedent, the court's injunction likely benefits all of NASBA's 65,000 members. If so, the government is prevented from enforcing reporting requirements against any entity that is a member of NASBA. So it's the same thing. So only entities that are a member of NASBA technically don't have to file. So I don't have to comply with these laws. Regardless of the membership, the court's declaratory judgment that the CTA is unconstitutional raises serious doubts about the government's ability to enforce the CTA's reporting requirements. This could amount to a de facto moratorium on the CTA enforcement. What happens next? So here's what we need to keep our eyes open for. The government will likely appeal the decision, but the court's injunction and declaration will remain in effect unless a stay is granted. And maybe I give you more context. In the U.S., the government can make laws, and then people can sue the government, or people can challenge the laws of the government in the courts. We have three branches of government. We have the executive, which is the president, the legislative, which is the senators and the House of Representatives, and then we have the judicial, which is the judges, generally appointed and confirmed by the other branches. It's a triangle. That helps everything stay fair. So basically, if laws get passed by Congress, the executive branch, the judicial can challenge them to enforce those laws. Quick government lesson. But in the U.S., whether the IRS is taking you to court saying you owe money, you can take them to court and you can win. You can beat the IRS. You can beat the government in this country. It's pretty cool. In other countries, it's not possible to take the government to court, but that's what happened here. This group took the government to court. The judges ruled that the group was right and the government was wrong. Now we need to see what happens next, because the government can come back and challenge them again, and they can push back and win. They can get the judgment reversed, or they can get expanded to apply to everybody. So that's kind of what we're doing. So to receive a stay, the government will likely need to file a motion in the district court, which will consider how likely the government will succeed on appeal, whether government will be irreparably harmed without a stay, or 3, whether the stay will require other parties interested in litigation, and 4, whether a stay would benefit the public interest. In 2023, the median time for the 11th Circuit to resolve a case was over 9 months. However, the key deadline, which tens of millions of companies otherwise must file their initial report under the CTA, is January 1st, 2025. So I'm going to wait until we get some news here, because maybe we don't have to file the Corporate Transparency Act. We've been filing it for all the new companies we're opening, but we're kind of holding off on filing it for our clients who have had companies open before that. So that's what I would recommend here. I would recommend you subscribe, stay tuned to this channel, because I'm going to give you new updates when there are new updates. I've been talking about this law enough. It's something that's like doesn't really have a tax. It's more about privacy. It's more about freedom. It's more about your rights and your information and controlling it. But you also have to comply with the laws. So that's my recommendation. If you open a new company, you still have to comply, and probably the people that are opening the company for you, unless you do it yourself, are going to do the reporting for you. If you open your company before 2024 and 2023 or earlier, let's wait until the end of the year. Let's subscribe to this video. Let's turn that notification bell on, and when there's an update, I'll tell you. And then we can wait until the end of the year. So set a calendar appointment on your calendar for December 15th, just so you remember, you don't forget, in case there's no thing. Maybe you just want to file anyway, so it's not late, to avoid the penalties, which I talk about in my other video, who has to file this report. But that's really it. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for being here. I don't want to make it go any longer, and I'll see you in the next video. For more information about expanding your business, keeping compliant with tax laws, and non-residents opening LLCs and paying no taxes, that kind of stuff, definitely subscribe to the channel and schedule a call with my team if you need help doing this yourself, okay? Hope you have a great day. Thanks, guys.